right, y'all. So today in our PD, I held a workshop talking about how to record, edit, and upload videos for instruction. And I recorded the workshop through Zoom's record, and that works just fine to re-upload for people to see what we talked about. But I wanted to actually take this as an opportunity to show you guys how clean recording a video with takes and like kind of asynchronously, not live, can be. So hopefully when you're watching this video, you can kind of see that the explanation's a bit cleaner. The explanation should be hopefully shorter because I'm not doing it live and I'm taking multiple takes. And then the other thing is that during this video, I don't plan to talk about as much of the strategy and like thoughts, my kind of inner thoughts about how to make the videos better. I'm just going to talk logistics of how to record, how to edit, how to upload. So let's get started. First thing I want to talk to y'all about, how do you record simply on Zoom? So if you guys can see my Zoom page here. You can see down in the controls of Zoom down below, there's a button to record. It's literally that easy to record on Zoom. You just click it, record on this computer, and I am now recording my session. Big recommendation to ask for permission before you start recording people, right? Let's say that you are sharing your screen on Zoom, like I am gonna do right now. So now I'm sharing my screen on Zoom. You'll notice that I don't see the record button anymore, do I? It's not gone away. It's not unable to record anymore. I just have to go to more, and you can see here is record on this computer. So once again, I'm recording my screen. So this is just like the simplest, easiest way to record video if you're just wanting to cover like recording your class, your live class, to re-upload. You can notice that you can pause the recording here. That's really useful to do. So I paused the recording just now. I think that's really useful to do so that you can make it so that your recording only is as long as is necessary. For example, if I'm going to give my students a 5-minute break, of course I'm going to pause the recording, because when I have kids watching the recording later, when I have them watching the recording back, if they missed class or whatever, they don't need to see us take a 5-minute break, right? They just need to see the essentials. So I'm going to resume recording on Zoom. You can see there I've done it. I'm recording, I'm sharing my screen and everything. Now, when I'm done recording, what I'm going to do is I can stop the recording. And whenever I am, and I'm going to stop my share, so I'm back on Zoom. Whenever I'm done with the meeting, I just go ahead and end my meeting. And you guys should see that it is converting my recording right there. And now here is, it actually automatically opened up the file for the recording that I took. You can see here Zoom 0, Zoom 1. These are the recordings. And so here's recording my set. So there's my first recording that I took. So once again, I'm recording and there's the second recording I took. This audio only and playback stuff is really a little bit more advanced and not super essential. It just gives you the audio track in case you want to do some more complex editing, but we're not covering that today. Let's say that you didn't see the file pop open after you've recorded it. Where can you find it? In your documents. So see down here is where my documents folder is. See where documents is? I'm going to click documents, and there's a Zoom folder. In the Zoom folder is where it will save all of my recordings. So here's today's just now recording that I did, and there they are. Alrighty, y'all. So now that we talked a bit about using Zoom, I want to talk to you guys about another recording software, one that I quite strongly recommend, OBS. This is a good software because it's very customizable. There's a lot that you can do with it. That does, however, make it a little bit more complex. So if you're looking for a simpler solution, Zoom recording is the easiest way to do it. But here's OBS. So if you just Google OBS, it'll come up. It's called Open Broadcast Software. I like it because it's free, it's open source, so it's community driven. It's really easy to use and to download. So you just go ahead and click download here, select what operating system you're using to download it. And once you download it, you can open it up and it should look like this, right? So this is OBS. So how do I use OBS? Essentially, there's a few different parts to OBS that you have. The scenes, the sources, the audio mixer, and the controls here in the bottom right. So what we're going to do is let's look at the scenes real quick. So here's how I make multiple scenes. So right now I have one scene that's called whiteboard. Let's add another one and we'll call it, we'll just call it scene 3 because that's the default and I don't really feel very creative right now. Now, what do I do with these scenes? I got to add sources, things that I'm recording. So let's say that I want to add something that I'm recording. The most common method of recording that you guys will use is window capture. This is how you like capture just any window on your computer. So let me add a window capture here. And so what I can do is I can now select what I'm trying to capture. I'm going to capture Google Chrome. So you can see here, I now have Google Chrome being captured on OBS. I can mess with the size of that. I can move it around. I can do all sorts of stuff with it. You'll notice that my background is just black. That's because I have nothing. I'm not fitting fully to the size of a normal display since my browser is not super wide in my current setup. Let's say that I want to add something to the background there. What I can do is I can add another, and I'm going to add an image this time. And the image that I want to add, I can browse my files. I want to add this image because it's my background. Cool. And so then there's my background. And so I'll notice that the background is covering up my original capture. So I'm going to move that down. So you can see the order in which they appear selects the layers. So the one on top is in the forefront. So now what I can do is when I'm recording a video, I could have, for example, my homework that I'm working with right here. And then in my other slide, on my other slide, maybe I want to capture my whiteboard where I'm doing work. So I'm going to add another window capture. And this time I'm going to have it capture the whiteboard. So you can see I just have a whiteboard application set up. Cool. And maybe I don't want to have this black background again. So what I can do is I can add an image. And look, I don't actually have to create a new one. I can always add an existing one. So this is the image that I had created last time. And look, you can see that it has been added to my background. And so I didn't have to create a new one. All right. So now I can, on OBS, switch between my two scenes, which is really useful for recording videos. Now, how do I actually record it? It's right here in the controls, guys. You just click Start Recording right here. And that starts the recording process. And when I'm done, I click Start Recording, or Stop Recording. All right, so now that I have recorded a video, let's see, where did that end up? On my desktop, I'm going to pull up my file explorer, and you can see here's videos, and right in the videos tab is where all my recordings go to automatically. So you can see that here is where I just recorded actually that clip that you guys just watched. Here's the first clip from this video, and actually right here is where I'm literally recording another clip. This is my trim. So that's how you find it. Now that we've seen how to record videos, it's going to be useful for us to look at how do we edit them, right? So let's actually pull up this clip that I just took. I'm going to mute it. So this is the recording that I literally just took. And let's say that, for example, I want to clean it up a little bit because you can see here at the end, I actually had to kind of mess with some stuff for a little bit. right? Let's say I want to cut off the last 10 seconds of this video. I can go ahead and edit it in the media viewer that I'm using in Photos. Most of the default like viewers of videos and such on your computer will allow you to at least trim it. So you can find the editing tools somewhere, and then you find trim. And all I got to do is, let's say I want to get rid of the last 10 seconds. I just bring it down this slider so that it ends 10 seconds sooner. Or stop recording. You will see that. Let's say I wanted to cut off more of that, right? You see that last part there was where I was trailing off. I was kind of done with my recording. I'm going to cut off a little bit more. Click start recording right here. And that starts the recording process. And when I'm... All right, so I cut off too much, so I'm just going to slide it a little bit. You get the idea. And then I'll just save a copy of it. So that's how I can edit a recording in terms of just trimming it, right? How else do we edit? Now there's a little bit more complexity that you can use. You can use editing softwares. The one that I personally like to use is called Movie Maker 10. I got it because it was free. You can see here. Actually, that's about it. I just got it because it was free. For most of the sort of software that I use, it's pretty interchangeable. There's not that much uniqueness to the software that I'm using. You could use pretty much any recording software, any editing software, and you'll be fine. But so for this guy, I'm going to edit this project. So I'm going to create a new project. This is getting kind of meta because I'm like editing the video that you're watching right now in the video. And so I'm going to add some clips. So I want to add a video, and this was the first clip. That's why I called it 1. So I'm going to add that. And look, it's there. And then I'm going to add another clip. I want to add the video that I just trimmed. So here it is. And so here they are in order. And I could continue doing this with my videos. In fact, within this software, I can actually very nicely cut up and like arrange clips. There's so much customizability you can do with this, but really I just recommend exploring it if you're looking to do that kind of level of stuff. There's so much good resources online to just Google. All right, you guys can do this. Alrighty, y'all. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the clip that I literally was just recording to this Movie Maker. So I go to add clip. I want it to go to the end of the project because it's my next piece. So I'm gonna click end of project. You don't really have to because you can slide these things around so you can fix it later, but I'm gonna do that to be safe. And here's that clip that I want to add. You might want to be careful with the clips. You could always check them. I already had checked this one to make sure that it's the one I want to add. And so I add it, and let me just double check that it's what I wanted. Yeah, this is the video that I wanted. All right, so did you notice that right here, I have my broadcasting software open before I got to where I wanted? See that? I don't want this. All right, so it's not actually essential, but it would be cleaner if I didn't have this piece here, right? So I'm going to cut that, as well as I'm going to cut There's so much good resources online to just Google. I'm going to cut some of this at the end too. You guys can do this. See that little awkward piece right here where I'm messing around to turn off the recording? I'm going to cut that, right? So let's go ahead and start cutting things. So I'm going to say I want to trim the video. And so I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to add trimmers. And you can see that this trimmer is covering the entire thing, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually bring this trimmer to the very beginning when I have just closed that. There we go. And that's going to go ahead and cut off the beginning part. And then I wanted to cut off the end, so I'm going to trim it one more time. So I'm going to go to trim video. I'm going to add trimmers. I'm going to bring this to the back end where I had added some things. Right there. That's about where I want it. And so let's double check how that looks. All right, so cool. It starts exactly where I want. It started exactly where I wanted, and let's see where it ends. Sources online to just Google. All right, you guys can do this. There it is. It's cut off. Excellent. So that's how you record the video. I just showed you guys how to edit it. So all we need to do is take this video and upload it. So to save the video, down here is save video. I'm going to go ahead and be clicking that in a sec, and then I'll upload this to YouTube. All right, so we're on our last step. All we got to do is upload the video. It's pretty easy to upload to YouTube, y'all. Just go ahead and go to youtube.com. You'll want to make sure you have an account. And you can see right here where there's the plus on the video camera. That's where I go to create, and I upload a video. And then I select the video that I want to upload. That's within my videos. Let's say that I want to upload this video. I click open. And then here, while it's processing the video, I can adjust the title. I could be like, how to record, edit, and upload instructional videos. I could give a little description. Yo. I can even add thumbnails. When you're making it, saying that I recommend for making thumbnails, just go ahead and use Google Slides. If you just make a Google slide that shows the kind of the picture that you want to be your thumbnail, you can actually, it's the right dimensions. And then you just download a PDF of the slide and you upload it here. It's not too hard. You can add things to playlists. I have playlists for my class, so I have classwork and homework solutions, my video lessons, so these are like my lectures, miscellaneous, and so on. And you can choose all sorts of other options, y'all. No, this isn't for kids. This is for adults. And then make sure that you make it either, private, unlisted, or public, your video, however you want to do it. I like to just make all my videos public. I don't really expect the actual public to be watching my videos, but I just feel like, I don't know, it makes it easier because then students can just go click my videos from my channel without having to use a link, right? Essentially, if you do private or unlisted, then they would need to have the exact link, whereas if it's public, then it's just on my channel. So what I could do is all this is uploaded, and I could publish it and go on. And that's how you record, edit, and upload videos on YouTube.